Home buyers, there is some good news and some not as good news that will help you out as you move forward to buy a home. The great news is that we are not going to be as rushed. The last few years have been strenuous when it comes to home buying. And now we're going to have a little bit more time to go view houses. You're going to get to think about it a little bit more. You are still going to have to be competitive and be a good buyer, but maybe there's not going to be 25 offers for the house you want to buy. Maybe it will be just you. So that's great news. If you are a cash buyer, you're going to be feeling really good because you're going to be up against people writing offers on houses, paying higher interest than they want to. So you might have a good advantage if you're a cash buyer. And what you need to know, buyers, is while it is possible that sellers may start giving you incentives like paying your closing costs or buying down your interest rate, the more cash you have and can put into your transaction, the better you're going to feel about your mortgage. So it's a good time to save money. Even though the market's going to get a little bit easier for you as a buyer, the more money you have, the better it's going to feel. So save, save, save. The more cash you have in a transaction is just going to give you a bit more security and a little bit more buying power as we navigate through a real estate transaction. So is buying a home still a good plan? Yes. Buying a home is always a good plan. It is still the way to build wealth in the United States. It is still a way to give yourself financial stability. So even if you have to buy a house at 7% interest, that home is a curb against inflation.
Did you hear that?
Real estate is a curb against inflation. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that your 401k lost value this year. My IRA did. All my savings plans, stocks, they've all lost money this year. But you know what didn't lose money? This house that I'm sitting in. I own 3 houses and they have held their value. And while inflation devalues the dollar, real estate doesn't lose its value. So if you are needing some place to put money in the next year, put it into land, put it into real estate. And yeah, the market corrects and changes, but overall, the price of real estate goes up. So even if it hurts to pay interest right now compared to what it would have been a year ago, it's still a safe investment. So you may buy stocks and you may buy a house, and the stocks are going to be like this. And with inflation, they may continue to go down, but your price of real estate is going to be stable. So it's still the best place to put your money long term to give yourself wealth and stability. Okay, for home sellers, we are moving into a time where you have to go back to working to sell your house. You need to hire a professional realtor, and you need to do all the things that we recommend that you do to get your home sold. You need to watch my videos of like the 5 P's of preparing to sell your home and do those things. You can't just stick a sign in your yard anymore and expect to sell your house in one day for more than asking price. You need a professional who is trained in negotiation, who knows their contract, and they know how to get a home sold. You need professional photography. You need to really prepare and price your home accurately, and then be prepared to show it more than once. So it may take a few days or maybe a month or 2 to get your home sold. It just depends on your location. Real estate is local, and how quickly your home sells is somewhat up to you and how you price it and prepare, but also about where you live. Another thing that's going to come back is buyers are going to start asking for their closing costs to be paid again, mainly because they're going to want to buy discount points to buy down their mortgages if they're not paying cash. So if rates are 7% for an extra $4,000 or $5,000, they might be able to lower that a point or a point and a half And so they may ask you to pay some of their closing costs to help them cover that price. And so that's just something to look into. Or you can use it as an incentive to a buyer.
Hey, come buy my house, and at this price, I will pay, $4,000 in your closing costs.
It's just a nice thing to do for your buyer. Also, you may need to do some repairs. The last few years, people have been getting away with their homes being in less than stellar condition. And now something that will differentiate you from other homes on the market is if you have done some good maintenance to your home and it's in great condition. And we'll talk more about that in the coming months. We're going to do some more videos on home selling. But should you go ahead and sell, look, there are always going to be people who need to move. Real estate has been moving and selling for 200 years. So there are always going to be people who want to move to be closer to their grandchildren. There's always going to be people getting married, divorced. There are always going to be people who need to move. So yes, if you are one of those people and you need to move, there is going to be someone who will buy your home. So just know this time you're going to need to prepare for it and work for it. Maybe a little harder than those who have sold in the last year or two. So there you have it. That is your beginner's guide to the Federal Reserve and why rates are 7% on a home loan these days. And a few tips on what to do if you're going to be selling or buying in the future. Be sure to check out my videos about home selling if you have a home you want to sell. And if you're going to be doing it here in Oklahoma, feel free to reach out to me and let's start strategizing ahead of time. So when it's time to put your home on the market, you're ready. And if you're moving to Oklahoma, give me a call and let's get together and chat when you come to visit. Come back next week and we'll talk more about Oklahoma real estate. Bye.